Hey Dragon Slayers. Today's video is about heart disease and its connection to insulin resistance. Heart disease is the leading global cause of death, accounting for more than 30% of all disease related deaths. Naturally, because it's so deadly, there's been much discussion of what causes heart disease. Commonly accused culprits include cigarette smoking, alcohol consumption, dietary cholesterol, lack of exercise, and too much belly fat. But there's not as much focus on insulin resistance. Some circles acknowledge it as a piece of the puzzle, but the truth is far more dramatic. It is the puzzle itself. Insulin resistance and cardiovascular disorders are almost inseparable. The physician scientist Joseph Kraft, who devoted his prolific career to understanding insulin resistance, accurately declared those with cardiovascular disease not identified with diabetes, aka insulin resistance, are simply undiagnosed. Where you find one, you will find the other. Indeed, the connection is so remarkably strong that there are entire monthly biomedical journals dedicated to the topic. Now, when we say heart disease, we don't actually mean one disease in particular. Heart disease and cardiovascular disorders are umbrella terms for various conditions that affect our heart and blood vessels. So, heart disease might mean elevated blood pressure, thickening of the heart muscle, blood vessel plaquing, or other conditions. So, I will share a few of these common heart conditions with you guys. There is heart arrhythmias. So when you have an arrhythmia, your heart has an irregular beating pattern. Serious arrhythmias often develop from other heart problems, but may also happen on their own. Heart failure. With heart failure, your heart doesn't pump blood as well as it should to meet your body's needs. It is usually caused by coronary artery disease, but it can also happen because you have a thyroid disease, high blood pressure, heart muscle disease, which is known as cardiomyopathy, or certain other conditions. Heart valve disease. So your heart has four valves that open and close to direct blood flow between your heart's four chambers, the lungs, and the blood vessels. An abnormality can make it hard for the valve to open and close the right way. When that happens, your blood flow could be blocked or blood can leak. Your valve may not open and close correctly. The cause of heart valve problems includes infections such as rheumatic fevers, congenital heart disease, high blood pressure, coronary artery disease, or as a result of a heart attack. So, cardiomyopathy, which is heart muscle disease, cardiomyopathy is a disease of your heart muscle or myocardium. It gets stretched, thickened, or stiff. Your heart may get too weak to pump well. There are many possible causes of the disease, including genetic heart disease conditions, reactions to certain drugs or toxins, such as alcohol, and infections from a virus. Sometimes chemotherapy causes cardiomyopathy. Many times, doctors cannot find the exact cause. Congenital heart disease. So, congenital heart disease happens when something goes wrong while the heart is forming in a baby that is still in the womb. The heart abnormally sometimes leads to problems right after birth, but other times there aren't simply symptoms until you become an adult. Septal abnormalities are among the most common congenital heart problems. These are holes in the wall that separate the left and right sides of your heart. You can get a procedure to patch the hole. Another type of abnormality is called a pulmonary stenosis. A narrow valve causes a decrease in the flow of blood to your lungs. A procedure or surgery can open or replace the valve. In some babies, a small blood vessel known as the ductus aortic doesn't close up at birth as it should. When this happens, some blood leaks back into the pulmonary artery, which puts strain on your heart And doctors can treat this with surgery or procedures, sometimes with medication. So, outside of the obvious one being congenital heart disease, we're going to explore how most heart conditions are actually caused by insulin resistance. It's a pretty crazy topic, so stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.